$400 million buying, quote, armored Tesla production units.
MSNBC's Rachel Maddow covered that alarming story on her show last night, but she's leaving out some pretty crucial details.
What's happening, everybody? Ana Kasparian reported yesterday on a bombshell story from Rachel Maddow exposing Donald Trump's secret plot to give Elon Musk a $400 million government contract. This is a rough one, guys. Looks like the party's over. I'm just kidding. Rachel Maddow and MSNBC just fabricated the story in a sad attempt to make Donald Trump look bad. Ana Kasparian and Cenk Uygur, for once, actually have no criticism for Donald Trump or Elon Musk on this one and point out the ridiculous dishonesty from Rachel Maddow and MSNBC. Anyway, let's watch Ana Kasparian and Cenk Uygur mock it out of Trump deranged Rachel Maddow and lying manipulative MSNBC. Let's go.
Well, now, as the top campaign donor to U.S. President Donald Trump, Elon Musk has apparently somehow convinced the United States government, specifically the United States Department of State, that the taxpayers of the United States of America should spend $400 million buying, quote, armored Tesla production units.
MSNBC's Rachel Maddow covered that alarming story on her show last night, but she's leaving out some pretty crucial details about that massive Tesla contract. And we'll tell you what the details are after you watch the rest of what she had to say.
Since I think the only supposedly armored production vehicles Tesla makes are these hilarious trucks, this really appears to be the State Department announcing, putting in writing that it's going to spend $400 million buying these paperweights from Elon Musk. This is a line item in the latest procurement forecast for the U.S. Department of State.
So this is where the story actually takes some twists and turns. And I would venture to say that the producers over at the Rachel Maddow show on MSNBC were fully aware of the dates involved on this procurement documentation. So bear with us as we go through the details. Ryan Grimm of Dropsite News first reported on this contract yesterday, but what Grimm reported is a little bit different from what Rachel Maddow reported. So let me give you the relevant portion of Ryan Grimm's reporting here, where he says that the State Department's procurement forecast, revised as of late December 2024, lists Tesla as the recipient of the largest expected contract, with Marco Rubio's department planning to buy $400 million worth of armored Tesla. The procurement forecast is listed as having been modified on December 13th, 2024, a month after Donald Trump's election. It was a month after Donald Trump's election, but it was obviously before he had been inaugurated, before he was
Like and subscribe.
Officially in office. In other words, the State Department would have issued that contract under Biden's administration. So I'm sure Rachel Maddow is going to correct that on a subsequent broadcast. I can't wait to see it. But after Grimm's initial report, the Trump administration did something interesting. So Grimm reported this morning, let's take a look at this. After Dropsite News revealed Tesla was forecast to be given $400 million contract for armored Tesla, the State Department altered its spreadsheet to obscure Tesla's role. Metadata shows the spreadsheet was revised several hours after our story published. And the twists and turns don't stop there. So after that post, the State Department reached out to Dropsite News directly which sounds kind of scary, but it's not, because they wanted to say that the Tesla contract is actually now on hold. Dropsite News then updated their reporting accordingly, and they also reported that the new information about how the contract came to be, they say that the acquisition plan was set in motion by the Biden administration last year as part of a move to convert the Bureau of Diplomatic Security's fleet of roughly 3,000 armored vehicles into zero-emission electric vehicles by 2023. And in April of last year, the Bureau of Diplomatic Security issued a request for information to see which electric vehicle manufacturers would be interested in taking on that request. Now, according to the Trump State Department, only one company showed any interest in this contract, and that one company happened to be Tesla. The State Department stated that the next step in the process would involve an official solicitation being sent out to vehicle manufacturers to bid, adding that, however, the solicitation is on hold and there are no current plans to issue it. So, Cenk, what do you make of this story? All of it, because, there's some suspicion that the Trump administration is going to give Tesla that contract anyway, but they don't want it to appear as though Elon Musk's conflict of interests are playing a role in the decisions that are being made in the Trump White House. I'm curious what you think.
The greatest thing about the MSNBC clip is how pleased Rachel Maddow is with herself and like giggling to herself and laughing out loud. Oh, it's priceless. But look, even though I'm joking around, I got to be honest, I can understand how Rachel Maddow, her enormous staff, and the entirety of MSNBC could make this mistake. I mean, they can't check every date. There's something like 365 of them. And that's every year. I think we should start a betting pool. What do you think the odds are that Rachel Maddow and MSNBC issue a retraction or a correction to the story? I'm going to set the odds at plus 10,000 for yes, they will, and minus 40,000 for are you effing kidding me? Of course not. And in case you're not familiar with how betting odds work, that joke's funny because it suggests that it's very unlikely that they'd ever apologize for anything. Also, that joke was funny because jokes where you have to explain the punchline always go over well. This is so great, but don't let my verbose joke where I had to explain the punchline ruin it for you. Let's get back to the video.
Yeah, of course, as usual, I have fairly strong feelings about it. But first, God, I love our poll on this one. So this one's in the live chat, shows live 6 o'clock Eastern every day. Who's the biggest villain here? Elon Musk, Rachel Maddow, Donald Trump, Joe Biden? It's a really good question because Joe Biden's the one that made the deal for the Teslas. So, I mean, how can we blame Trump? That's the most irrational thing in the world. I mean, we just call him a racist for no reason. I don't know, but like Biden's administration is the one that did this contract. Anna, I'm not missing it, right? There's no dispute over that.
You are not missing it. Based on the documents, this deal was made under the Biden administration, and based on the updates to this story, which was reported by Ryan Grimm on Dropsite News, a source that we trust, the Trump administration has put this whole thing on hold entirely, the notion of buying the EV armored vehicles.
I mean, if he cancels the Musk order, the Tesla order, then you actually have to give Trump a lot of credit. Like Biden wanted to give 400 million to Tesla and Trump is saying no. I don't think he'll cancel it. I think there's an easy layup for him because he'll get to say, well, I didn't give it to him, Biden gave it to him. Because Biden did give it to him. So, look, I'd be surprised if they didn't go forward with this. And then, again, the source matters here. And Ryan Grimm is one of the most trusted reporters in the country, cares deeply about the facts, et cetera. So if it turns out that it's also true that there was no other bidders, I hate no bid contracts, but if there's no other bidders, what are you gonna do, right? So
Cenk said something like, if Trump rescinds the contract, then he'll really look good, or you really have to give him credit. Why? He doesn't look good or bad either way. If he keeps the contract in place, who cares? If this is the Young Turks evidence for billionaires gutting vital government agencies and enriching themselves, I think they need to go back to the drawing board. In this story, both Ana and Cenk are saying Donald Trump didn't do anything wrong. He's not culpable of anything. But then they put up a poll titled, "Who's the biggest villain here?" Why are Trump and Elon even on the list? And I guarantee their audience will vote overwhelmingly in favor of Elon or Trump. These people are like addicts. You can't help people that don't want to be helped. The Young Turks are like a biased umpire. They tell the truth more than other progressive channels, which isn't anything to brag about. But they'll report on a story and say something like, Trump never said that. He never did that, but he's racist. So stay with me here. Here's my biased umpire analogy. They're behind home plate, the pitch is delivered, and they say, strike, but it very easily could have been low and outside. Or same scenario, behind home plate, pitch is delivered, ball. But if it had been a foot close to the plate and 6 inches lower, it would have been a strike. By the way, I'm very proud of that analogy. I'm just like Rachel Maddow was when she was reporting that story. I'm so pleased with myself. And you have to admit it, that was pretty good. But what do you guys think about this bombshell report from Rachel Maddow? And are you going to get in on the betting pool? Are you going to bet yes or no that they do a retraction or a correction to the story? And what do you think of Ana and Cenk's reporting on the story? And finally, feel free to tell me how good my analogy was. Anyway, that's it for this video. If you like watching videos of Trump deranged morons talking out of their ass, then click on one of the videos on the screen right now. Or you can go to my channel page, and I've got a whole bunch of playlists there of your favorite libtards that you can laugh at all day. So check it out. Otherwise, as always, I got the best viewers in the world. I can't tell you how grateful I am that you just took a couple minutes out of your day to watch my video. Thanks so much. See you guys.